Join Mike Howard at RadioCare as you travel in time from the 1960s back to the present day. 2 hours of great tunes and friendly banter.
Hello and welcome to another Saturday night. This is RadioCare and tonight's theme is the Pop Years again. This week we're going for 1981. So I hope you enjoyed the one from the other week where we went from 1980. I'm not only sticking with the 80s, I am going to sort of go through some through the 70s and pick some other sort of famous, or not famous years, but years where there was some great music. So, starting us off in 1981, we've got one from Adam and the Ants, and this one is Stand and Deliver.
I spend my cash on looking flash and grabbing your attention. The devil take your stereo and your record collection. The way you look, you'll qualify for next year's old age pension. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Try the mirror like mine or a knife. I'm the dandy highwayman, so sick of easy fashion. The clumsy boots pick up a ropes that people think so dashing. So what's the point of robbery when nothing is worth taking? It's kind of tough to tell a scrap the big mistake is making. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Try the mirror, not bullet or a knife. And even though you fool your soul, your conscience will be mine. Of deep-meaning philosophies where only showbiz loses. We're the dandy highwaymen and here's our invitation. Throw your safety overboard and join our insect nation. Stand and deliver your money or your life. Try the mirror, not bullet or a knife. Even though you fool your soul, your conscience will be mine.
And what a great choice to start with. That was Adam and the Ants and Stand and Deliver. Just reading about it, it says it was from the lead single from their third studio album, Prince Charming, and it was the band's first number one hit single, but it didn't actually go straight to number one. It says that the previous single, Ant Music, debuted at number 6 in December, spent 9 weeks, and then number 2, blah, blah, blah. Stand and Deliver, oh yeah, it did become the band's first number one when it debuted at the top spot on the 3rd of May 1981, remaining there for 5 weeks. And yeah, well, we know where the sort of phrase sort of like comes from. It's sort of Stand and Deliver is the money or your life is what was used, commonly associated with the highwaymen of the 18th century. And around that time, there was a TV programme on ITV, I'm sure it was ITV at the time, which was, or on the weekend television it might have been, which was Dick Turpin, which had Richard O'Sullivan and Michael Deak. or Michael Deeks, I think his name was. And that went from about 1979 to 1982. And that was sort of a brilliant. Absolutely loved that. I'm waffling now, aren't I? But that's where that sort of fitted in with the sort of Highwayman and sort of Stand and Deliver. Also, with that image that Adam Ant had, you sort of go 30, 40 years later, and there you've got Johnny Depp sort of as the Pirates of the Caribbean character. Could almost be Adam Ant sort of back in the day. So this next one is one from Tempole Tudor. It's been used for adverts in recent years, so you're probably more familiar with it from sort of the past few years where it's been used in adverts. But I remember it the first time round. This one is Swords of a Thousand Men. Welcome. I can see we've got a few listeners on here. That was the Tempole Tudor and Swords of a Thousand Men from 1981. It was released on Stiff Records in March of 81, entered the UK singles charts in the April of that year, reaching number 6 and staying for 10 weeks on chart. It says the single was awarded the silver certificate by the BPI in the UK sales with over 250,000 units. So welcome. Yeah, I can see we've got a lot of listeners at the moment. We've got listeners from all over the UK. It looks like we've either got some listeners from Romania or from Chad. I'm just trying to work out which flag that is, and we've also got some listeners from the US. So just to say hello to everyone and welcome to Radio Care, and thank you for joining me. Tonight is the Pop Years. I've been sort of going along that theme, or planning to go along that theme for a couple of weeks. We did 1980 a couple of weeks ago, and today we're doing 1981. So the next one up for 1981 is one from Soft Cell, and this one is Bedsitter.
talking to the radio. Clothes and records on the floor, the memories of the night before. Out in clubland having fun, and now I'm hiding from the sun, waiting for a visitor, though no one knows I'm here for sure. Land, my only home. I think it's time to cook a meal to fill the emptiness I feel. Spend my money going out, I've nothing in, I'm left without. Clean my teeth and comb my hair and look for something new to wear and start the nightlife over again and kid myself I'm having fun. Dancing, laughing, drinking, loving, and now I'm all alone in Bedsidland, my only home. I look out from my window view, there's really nothing else to do. Read a book, maybe write a letter. Mother, things are getting better. Watch the mirror, count the lines, the battle scars of all the good times. Look around and I can see 1,000 people just like me.
That was a fantastic one from Soft Cell, Bedsitter. You know, most people when they think of Soft Cell, they think of Tainted Love, and they don't sort of think anymore, but they had some great songs sort of like in the early 80s. And, you know, they're still sort of, well, they've started doing sort of stuff again sort of recently with the Pet Shop Boys. But that particular single, Bedsitter, got to number 4 in the October of 1981. So this next one, a couple of weeks ago, I played a song by Dollar called Give Me Back My Heart. And I was looking at the 1981 sort of songs, and this came up as well. It was from their released album, Dollar. And the biggest song off of that album was Mirror Mirror, Give Me Back My Heart, Videotech, but also this one, which is called Handheld in Black and White. I don't think I remembered it until I played it the other day, but I did sort of, it did sound familiar once I sort of like heard it. See what you think.
Tokyo return, color evening Paris.
RadioCare is hosted by Mike Howard, broadcasting from Coventry in the West Midlands, home to Lady Godiva and the Sky Blues.
I certainly am broadcasting from Coventry in the West Midlands, in the UK, in Europe, in the world, in the universe, and wherever you want to listen to me. That was Dollar and Handhold in Black and White from 1981. Got to number 19 on the UK singles charts. Now, did it sound familiar to anyone? It did once it sort of like got going to me. I kind of sort of remembered it sort of being in the charts. Yeah, not as much as I remember Mirror Mirror and Give Me Back My Heart, but it's definitely one. It's one that was produced by Trevor Horn, very famous for Video Killed the Radio Star, sort of being sort of in the band Buggles. So this next one is one from Godley and Cream. Now, I played one on an 80s one a little while ago. It might have been a couple of months ago, Under Your Thumb. This is the other one that came out in 1981 the same time. This one is Wedding Bells.
Told you all I wanted was to have some fun, but you wanted me to be the permanent one. Yes, you did. Now when we're in the movies or the back of the car, you always stop me when I go too far. I should have known you'd always keep me waiting for those wedding bells, those wedding bells. Oh, we could talk all night, but you won't understand. The only words you wanna hear are, do you take this man? Shopping. It's my clumsy way of saying that we should be stopping those wedding bells, those wedding bells. I'm like a square peg in a round hole. I don't belong here, baby. Don't need a fanfare or a drum roll to tell you, baby. Ringing those wedding bells, those wedding bells. I knew I should have told you all I wanted was to have some fun. That was yesterday. But you wanted me to be the permanent one. Snapping under the strain of those wedding bells, those wedding bells, wedding bells, those wedding bells.
I apologise for the false starts. Previous one played twice at the beginning and this one just didn't start at the beginning. That was Wedding Bells from Godley and Cream, from their fourth studio album, Ismed, and the single peaked at number 7 on the UK singles charts in the December of 1981. Says the single was also single cover was taken by the photographer, very famous music photographer, Peter Ashworth. And just trying to see if there's any other information. Just really sort of talking about different CD compilations of the song and album that sort of came out in 2004. So this next band remind me very much of the early 80s, and they remind me of a family holiday to Ireland, visiting sort of the town where my mum comes from in Fethard in Tipperary. And this one reminds me because at that time we were seen as the posh English kids. We weren't posh at all, but how do I describe it? At that time, it sort of seemed that we sort of like were a bit more sort of with the fashion than the kids over in Ireland at the time. So they thought sort of we come from a rich family, but we didn't come from a rich family. But the kids that we hung around with over there had some really good taste in music, and they really got me into this sort of James Carney was his name, bless him, and he got me into Madness. He had the Complete Madness album. And the song I'm going to play from that album is It Must Be Love.
I never thought I'd miss you half as much as I do. And I never thought I'd feel this way, the way I feel about you. As soon as I wake up, every night, every day, I know that it's you I need to take the blues away. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. How can it be that we can say so much without words? Bless you and bless me. Bless the bees and the birds. I've got to be near you every night, every day. I couldn't be happy any other way. It must be love, love, love. It must be love, love, love. Nothing more, nothing less. Love is the best. Every night, every day, I know that it's you I need to take the blues away. It must be love, love, love. 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 It must be love.
What a great version they did of that song. That was Madness and their version of It Must Be Love from 1981. It was released as a standalone single and reached number 4 on the UK singles charts, and then appeared on their number 1 compilation album, Complete Madness, the one that I was on about that was being played by my friends in Ireland at the time, and on many Madness compilations since. In 1983, it peaked in the US Billboard charts at number 33. Now, for anyone that don't know, the song was originally written and recorded in 1971 by Labi Sifri, and it was on his album Crying, Laughing, Loving, Lying, and that just mentions it was recorded by Madness again. So there you have it. That's the info about Madness. So this next one is one from the band OMD, and this one is Joan of Arc. That is the unmistakable sound, isn't it, of OMD, Orchestral Manoeuvres in the Dark. Released on there as the second single from their third studio album, Architect and Morality, it became an international hit, reaching the top 5 in the UK and Canada and number 13 in Ireland. This is the first of two OMD songs written by Andy McCluskey on the subject of the French saint Joan of Arc. So they got Joan of Arc, Maid of Orleans, and then so we had this one, and then you had the Maid of Orleans one, which was I might play it later or play it on another show for you, but both tracks featured on the Architect and Morality album. So this next one is one that was featured as a soundtrack for a film that came out in 1981. It's a film that came out called Endless Love, and the song was recorded by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross as a ballad. As a ballad, the singers declare their endless love for one another. Also covered by Luther Vandross with Mariah Carey, been covered by country singer Shania Twain. There's been so many people sort of done sort of different sort of versions of the song, but this is the one from 1981, and it's Diana Ross and Lionel Richie.
My love, there's only you in my life, the only thing that's right.
My first love, your every breath that I take, your every step I make.
And I want to share all my love with you. No one else will do.
And your eyes, they tell me how much you care. Oh yes, you will always be my endless love.
Two hearts that beat as one. Our lives have just begun.
Forever,
I'll hold you close in my arms. I can't resist your charms.
that love.
Oh Lord, I'll be a fool for you, I'm sure.
You know I don't mind.
Oh, you know I don't mind. 'Cause of you,
Oh, what a sweet song that is, isn't it? That was Endless Love by Lionel Richie and Diana Ross, or Diana Ross and Lionel Richie, whichever way round you want it. Got to number one on the Hot 100 charts, and it got to also top the Billboard R&B charts, the Adult Contemporary charts, and reached number 7 on the UK singles charts. Yeah. Got to have a few songs like that, sort of from reminds you of your school discos, doesn't it? So this next one is one that appears on so many compilation albums. If you look for an 80s one, you're bound to find it sort of on there, particularly if it's the early 80s that you're looking for. This one is the one from Human League, and this one is Don't You Want Me?
In a cocktail bar when I met you, I picked you out, I shook you up and turned you around, turned you into someone new. Now 5 years later on, you've got the world at your feet. Success has been so easy for you, but don't forget it's me who put you where you are now, and I can put you back down too. Don't you want me? You know I can't believe it when I hear that you won't see me. Don't you want me? You know I don't believe you when you say that you don't need me. It's what you're left to find. You think you change your mind? You better change it back or we will both be sorry. Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me? Don't you want me, baby? Don't you want me?
I was working as a waitress in a cocktail bar. That much is true. But even then I knew I'd find a much better place, either with or without you. The 5 years we've had have been such good times. I still love you, but now I think it's time I live my life on my own. I guess it's just what I must do.
Don't you want me? You know I can't believe it when I hear that you won't see me. Don't you want me? You know I don't believe you when you say that you don't need me. It's much too late to find. You think you've changed your mind? You better change it back or we will both be sorry.
Now, they might play it on loads of compilation albums, but it is such a good song, so it deserves its place on there. That was Don't You Want Me by Human League, released in the November of 1981. It was the fourth single from their third studio album, Dare. I didn't know they had that many albums out at that stage. The band's best known and most commercially successful song it was the biggest selling UK single of 1981, that year's Christmas number one, and it has since sold over 1.56 million copies in the UK, making it the 23rd most successful single in the UK singles chart history. It topped the Billboard Hot 100 in the US in the July of 1982, staying there for 3 weeks. Well, there you have it. So this next one is one, it just came to my head actually, because there was a modern romance song came on there, and I thought, I'm sure they sort of had more than Best Years of Our Lives and sort of stuff like that. And then I wanted to see what songs they had sort of earlier than that. And this one came up, and I thought, yeah, I think I'll put that on there. It's a song called I Mutsi, and it's actually part of a bet. So they had a bet with a Turkish taxi driver named Musi, who said, I bet you £10 you couldn't get a hit record with my name in the title. Well, they proved him wrong, because they actually did actually get a hit with it. Got to reach number 10 in the UK singles charts. So here we have Modern Romance and I Mutsi.
You gotta bust a nut, you gotta stand for two, you gotta dig it a cha-cha like your mother do. You gotta take a chance, you gotta learn to dance. We might have romance on the road to Rio. Now when I hear those trumpets and congas start to play, my heart it starts to dancing down that Argentina way. Oh, I see Carmen Miranda is shuffling on her feet. She's just another lover of that saucy salsa beat. Ay, 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 Lucy. Ay, 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 Lucy. Ay, 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 Lucy. To help me through the day. Ay, 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 Lucy. Ay, 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 Lucy. Ay, 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 Lucy. To help me through the day.
Go on, tell me. You were dancing to that one. I know I was. It was kind of catchy, wasn't it? That was I Mootsie from Modern Romance from 1981. Of course it was 1981, because that's the theme tonight. It said that that particular song introduced their new drummer, Andy Kiriakou. I actually knew an Andy Kiriakou when I lived in Great Yarmouth. I don't know whether it's the same one, but he never ever mentioned that he played drums for Modern Romance. So this next one is one from the band ELO, the Electric Light Orchestra, and it's from their album Time. Now I've told this story before, that's the first proper concert that I ever went to. I was 12 years old and went to Wembley to see ELO, and this is one of the songs from that album. This song is Twilight.
RadioCare wants to thank all carers around the world. You are truly amazing.
Absolutely. Whether you're caring in Coventry, Warwickshire, London, Glasgow, Belfast, Argentina, New Zealand, the USA, Kenya, France, Spain, wherever you are in the world, if you're looking after someone and you're making a difference, sort of like to help look after someone, this is why Radio Care's here, just to say a big thank you to you and to all you've done sort of over the pandemic that we've had sort of in the last recent years, and all that you continue to do. And it's not just the people that are looking after family members, it's also those that are working in care. So if you're working in residential homes or you work in domiciliary care, if you're actually going out into the community supporting people, and also the nurses and the healthcare assistants that work on the wards in the hospitals, you're all amazing. So this show is to say a big thank you to all of you. So that was ELO and Twilight from 1981. It reached number 30 on the UK singles charts and number 38 on the US Billboard Hot 100. And I'm trying to see where it came out. I would think the album came out round about October, November time, because that's round about the time I remember going to see them in concert. So this next one is one for my sister. If she's listening, I think she's listened a couple of times. She was absolutely nuts about Shakin' Stevens. Used to have posters all over a wall and used to write in little poems and all sorts of things. So this one is for you, Bev, from Shakin' Stevens, and this is You Drive Me Crazy, or Quasi. Like I said, my sister was absolutely nuts about Shakin' Stevens, and that was his song, You Drive Me Crazy, or as he said, You Drive Me Quasi. From his album Shaky, got to number 2 on the UK singles charts for 4 weeks, behind Adam and the Ants' Stand and Deliver. He actually had one of the most number ones for a male sort of British artist in the UK singles throughout the 80s. Bet you didn't know that. Maybe you did. I'm just sharing it again. So I didn't actually intentionally put these songs together, but this next song is one by Toya, and it's a mystery, or as she says, it's a mystery. Here we go.
Somewhere in the distance, hidden from my view, suspended in the atmosphere, waiting to come through. Sometimes it's so far away, sometimes it's very near. A sound being carried by the wind, just loud enough to hear. I feel its power within me, bells ringing in my head. So often I have heard its cry, but forgotten what it said. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. It's a mystery to me. I shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? Treat you with a vengeance, to rip you in the dark. Sirens in the distance can steer you from your path. It can lift you to the heavens, put your troubles in the past. Whisper the Alexia, then vanish in a blast. It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. It's a mystery to me. I shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. Is it a mystery to me? I shot in the dark, the big question mark in history. Is it a mystery to you? It's a mystery, oh it's a mystery. I'm still searching for a clue. It's a mystery to I shot in the dark.
Well, I got caught out with that one, didn't I? I was just about to start singing sort of at the last bit, and then I hit the mic button then. That was Toya, and it's a mystery. It was from her EP, Four from Toya. Got to the top 5 in the charts. It says in the UK, It's a Mysteries was first available only as a 4-track, 7 EP 4 from Toyah, as I just said, released in February 1981. Then it peaked at number 4 on the UK singles charts in the March of 81. It would give the band their first appearance on Top of the Pops. Despite it being Toyah's biggest hit to date, It's a Mystery is not officially listed as a chart hit under the actual title, which Toyah has been unsuccessfully trying to rectify in some territories. However, the song was released as a separate single to promote Anthems. Have seen her live, and she is very good live. Even sort of like, that was only a couple of years ago, sort of went to see her, but she was very good to sort of see live. So this next one is one from Olivia Newton-John. Very famous sort of like for the stuff that she brought out in the 70s. But this one was a bit more raunchy sort of for Olivia Newton-John. It was the song Physical, and it actually got banned by some radio stations. But I'll tell you more about that in a moment. So here we have Olivia Newton-John and Physical.
You know what I mean.
Oh, that was a bit risky, wasn't it? That was Olivia Newton-John and Physical. The song was actually offered to Rod Stewart and Tina Turner, who both turned it down, and because they both had the same manager as Olivia Newton-John, it was then passed on to her, and she then brought it out on her 11th studio album, also called Physical, and had a hit with it. Rose to number 1 in the US on the Billboard Hot 100, stayed there for 10 weeks. And it remained until the second half of January. Wow. So, yeah, 1981, then sort of January 82, it sort of stayed there quite a while. Let's have a look. Stayed... reached number 7 on the UK singles charts. However, the song was censored and even banned by some radio stations as a result of the sexually suggestive content, such as the line, now if you've got any hamsters or budgies which are a bit sort of sensitive, cover their ears at the moment. So to the line, there's nothing left to talk about unless it's horizontally. Shocking, isn't it? I think I'm going to write to Point of View and complain about RadioCare for playing that track. So this next one is one from The Who. This one is You Better You Bet.
You better, you better, you bet.
What a great song by The Who. I was a big fan of The Who, mainly because of the film Quadrophenia. That came out in 79. I didn't get to see it properly until about 81, 82 time. 81 was when my mum and dad first got their first video player. Do you remember the top-loading video players with the big clunky buttons on the front? I was actually talking to Richard, who's a listener, the other day about it. And we were sort of like talking about sort of video players. And that. So, hello Richard, if you're listening. I know he's listening because I've sort of seen the comments. Hope you're enjoying the show tonight. And also to Louise and Rodney, hope you're enjoying it over there in Rugby. Chaz, Bev, my sister Bev, if she's listening. Alison, if she's listening. Who else is listening? Who else regular listens? And Bar 72, how can I forget Bar 72? Hopefully if Paul, Billy and Sarah are listening as well, hope you're enjoying the show. It's 1981. I've taken you back to either school discos or those times when you were out sort of clubbing. It depends if you're a little bit older than me or not. So this next one is one from Cliff Richard, Sir Cliff Richard, and I've said it loads of times before. I'm not ashamed. I am a secret fan. Well, I'm not so secret because you all know now, but I am a fan of Cliff Richard. Always have been since I was a kid. Mum used to listen to his albums, and I've just sort of like carried on liking him. So this is one from I'm trying to see which album it was from. I think it was from the album of the same name. It's from Wired for Sound, and the song reached number 4 on the UK singles charts. Tell you more in a minute.
All speakers, if they've music, they're wired for sound. Walking about with a head full of music, cassette in my pocket and I'm gonna use it. Stereo, out in the streets, you know. Oh, 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 oh. Into the car, go to work and I'm cruising. I never think that I'll blow all my fuses. Traffic flows into the breakfast show. Oh, 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 oh. Power from the needle to the plastic. AM, FM, I feel so ecstatic now. It's music I found, and I'm wired for sound. Wired for sound. I met a girl and she told me she loved me. I said you love me, then love means you must like what I like. My music is dynamite. Oh, 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 oh. She said I'm not a girl you put on at a standby. I am a girl who demands that her love is amplified, switching to overdrive. Oh, 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 oh. Power from the needle to the plastic. AM, FM, I feel so ecstatic now. It's music I found, and I'm wired for sound.
like tall speakers and wall speakers. Most of all, I like loudspeakers.
Take it he likes speakers, doesn't he, really? He likes tall speakers, wall speakers, loudspeakers. That was Cliff Richard and Wired for Sound. If anyone remembers the video, the music video was filmed in the Milton Keynes shopping centre and they're skating through there. And when he appeared on Top of the Pops, he kind of mimed that sort of a skating scene. And there was always sort of dry ice and the speakers behind him and he was pretending that he was skating. Not very cool, really, sort of seeing that. But I still love Cliff Richard, you know. Have done since I was little. Grew up in Cheshunt in Hertfordshire, and that's sort of very famous for Cliff Richard spending his teenage years there until he became famous. Like I said, reached number 4 on the UK singles charts. The song reached number 2 in Australia and South Africa and was a hit in a number of European countries. The song was actually written by Alan Tarney and B.A. Robertson. B.A. Robertson, very famous for Bang Bang. So this next one is one from the band or the duo, a band or a duo called Champagne. I couldn't remember the name of the band when I actually sort of put the sort of track on there the other day. Yeah, I can't sort of think of anything else they sort of really did. But this song is called How About Us?
How about us?
Join Mike Howard at RadioCare as you travel in time from the 1960s back to the present day. 2 hours of great tunes and friendly banter.
That was a very soul-y song, wasn't it? That was Champagne and How About Us. Says that the track peaked at number 12 on the Hot 100, and of Champagne's 7 charting singles, this song remains the group's most successful. Now, the song was originally released in 1975 of an earlier incarnation of the group when they were called the Water Brothers Band, then re-recorded as Champagne, and this version became their hit single. Trying to see where it got to in the UK. Reached number 5 in the UK, and on the got to number 10 on the soul charts. And I've already said that it got to number 12 on the Hot 100. So over to the Jam. I always have to play a Jam song. I was a big fan of them. Back in the very early 80s and through the 80s really. Even when they sort of split up in 1982, I carried on sort of listening to their albums. My favourite album of theirs is actually Setting Suns, and that's one that I would always sort of return to when I sort of had my sort of vinyl sort of collection. I've now got lots of stuff sort of digitally sort of downloaded, all paid for, by the way, but this one is one called That's Entertainment. You know, it's songs like this that make me want to pick up my guitar again and start playing. I just love that acoustic sound, and it does sort of remind me of just actually sort of playing guitar and singing. Takes me back. So that was a jam, and that's Entertainment from 1981. It did come out on the album Sound Effects, which was released in 1980. Now it says, although it was never released as a domestic single in the UK during the band's lifetime, That's Entertainment nonetheless charted as an import single, backed by a live version of Down in a Tube Station at Midnight, which is another great song by them. Peaked at number 21, and then it was given its first full release in 1983, where it got to number 60 on the UK singles charts. But I remember seeing the video for it. It was sort of it was almost like a studio, and they both sat on stools playing, sort of Bruce Foxton and Paul Weller. Yeah. Great song though, definitely sort of a great song. So this next one is from an artist that I did like, and I still like some of his stuff. I have sort of heard stuff recently, sort of by Elvis Costello, but I did sort of tend to sort of prefer the stuff that he did sort of like in the late 70s up to the early 80s. So this one is one from the album Blue, which I had that on vinyl, and it was Elvis Costello, his sort of tribute to country music. And this particular one was a song which was recorded and sung by country singer George Jones, who actually had a hit with it on the country singles charts, got to number 2, and the song is Good Year for the Roses.
I can hardly bear the sight of lipstick on the cigarettes there in the ashtray, lying cold the way you left them, but at least your lips caressed them while you passed. Or the lip print on a half-filled cup of coffee that you poured and didn't drink, but at least you thought you wanted it. That's so much more than I can say for me. What a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there, but long could stand another mowing. Funny, I don't even care. As you turn to walk away, as the door behind you closes, the only thing I have to say, it's been a good year for the roses. After 3 full years of marriage, it's the first time that you haven't made the bed. I guess the reason we're not talking, there's so little left to say we haven't said. While a million thoughts go racing through my mind, I find I haven't said a word. From the bedroom, the familiar sound, our one baby's crying goes unheard. But what a good year for the roses. Many blooms still linger there, long could stand another mowing. Funny, I don't even care. As it turned to walk away, as the door behind you closes, the only thing I have to say, it's been a good year for the roses.
Yeehaw! That was Elvis Costello and the Attractions And Good Year for the Roses, as I said, originally recorded by George Jones, written by Jerry Chestnut, and Elvis Costello recorded his version at the Aberdeen Country and Western Club performance that he did in July of 1981. Elvis Costello scored a number 6 hit with a single of that year. And now we have one from Kim Wilde, and it's probably one of the most famous ones from Kim Wilde. This one is Kids in America.
Looking out a dirty old window, down below the cars in the city go rushing by. I sit here alone and I wonder why. Friday night and everyone's moving. I can feel the heat, but it's soothing, heading down. I search for the beat in this steady town. Downtown, the young ones are going. Downtown, the young ones are growing. We're the kids in America. Whoa. We're the kids in America. Whoa. Everybody lives for the music around. Bright lights and music gets faster. Look, boy, don't check on your watch, not another glance. I'm not leaving now, honey, not a chance. Hot shot, give me no problems. Much later, baby, you'll be saying never mind. You know life is cruel, life is never kind. Times will make a new story. Kind hearts will gravity glory. We're the kids in America. Whoa. We're the kids in America. Whoa. Everybody lives for the music around. Come closer, honey, that's better. Got to get a brand new experience, feeling right. Oh, don't try to stop, baby, hold me tight. Outside a new day is born. Outside suburbia is sprawling everywhere. I don't want to go, baby. New York to East California. There's a new wave coming, I warn ya. We're the kids in America. Whoa. We're the kids in America. Whoa. Everybody lives for the music around.
And that was Kim Wilde and Kids in America. It says that she was very largely influenced by the synth style music that was happening at the time, in particular OMD and Gary Newman's songs. This particular song reached number 2 on the UK singles charts for 2 weeks, number 1 in Finland and South Africa, and charted in the top 10 in many European countries as well as Australia and New Zealand. In North America, the song reached the top 40. In Canada and the States, it was certified gold in the UK and South Africa, Australia and Sweden. Sold over 3 million copies worldwide. It says it's been covered by many artists in many different genres. I can't think of anyone else that's sort of done a version of it. We're getting through the show tonight. We've still got some tracks left to play. So we haven't sort of reached the end sort of just yet. I hope you're enjoying the music. Tonight on Radio Care, we've been playing songs from 1981. I've been sort of sticking with a theme, I'm going to do it for a couple of weeks, which is the pop years. I've done 1980, this is 81. And we're going to sort of flit around sort of like the different years, so it sort of varies it a little bit. You know I like the 80s music, so I'm going to try and sort of fit a couple more sort of 80s sort of in there, and then maybe sort of dip back to the 70s and sort of remind myself of my childhood and hopefully sort of some other people as well. So this one is one from an artist called Anika, and this one is Japanese Boy. And that was Anika and Japanese Boy. She was a Scottish singer, released a single, guess what year? 1981. Funny that, because we're listening to that this evening. The song became a highest charting release, reaching number 1 in several countries, including the UK. The song's success would eventually lead audiences to associate Anika closely with both the lyrics and subject matter, as well as the kimono that she wore during some of her televised performances of the song, associations that she found difficult to discard as her career proceeded. Interesting fact about this song as well was the fact that it was one of the highest selling singles or female artist singles behind Kim Wilde for 1981. Just trying to see sort of where it sort of if it got anywhere else. Sort of doesn't. No more information about that one. So this next one is a song that I just sort of came across. Weren't too sure whether I remembered it or not, but I thought I'll stick it on the set in any case. It's from an artist she's an actress, she's a singer, goes under the name of Honeybane. Her real name is Donna Bolan, and she had a song out called Turn Me On, Turn Me Off. Got to number 37 on the UK singles charts. Now, she started off sort of in the punk scene, or towards the end of the punk scene. So you're probably looking at that sort of 1977, 78 sort of time, as it was sort of like fading out a little bit. And see what you think.
Just a plastic vision, of my television. I videoed your soul, then I let you go. Just a plastic vision, of my television. I videoed your soul, then I let you go. Turn me on, turn me on. 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 Just a plastic vision on my television. I videoed your soul, then I let you go. Just a plastic vision on my television. I videoed your soul, then I let you go. Turn me on, turn me on. 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 It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. Turn me on, turn me on. 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 It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory. It was just a radio fantasy, but now it's my television memory.
Blimey, there was a lot going on in that one, wasn't there? That was Honeybane and Turn Me On, Turn Me Off from, doesn't say what album it's from, but it was a single that was released 1981, got to number 37 on the UK singles charts. There was a lot going on in there, and I think it was changing tempo and all stuff, all sort of through it. So this next one is one from the band ABC, and I normally sort of play the usual ones, Poison Arrow and, a couple of the other ones, and I never get to play anything different. And this one came up, and I thought, yeah, why not? Let's stick it in there. This one is called Tears Are Not Enough.
That the boy meets the girl, picture in a magazine. Yes, you've shown your feelings, yes, you've shown your tough, said things worth believing. Tears are not enough, tears are not enough, tears are not enough. Yes, you've shown your feelings, yes, you've shown your tough, said things worth believing. Tears are not enough, tears are not enough, tears are not enough. Slam that door, slap my face, but I don't love you anymore. Dry your eyes, sink or swim, you surmise you can win. We all make great mistakes. Blueprint that says the boy meets girl, picture girl meets boy. Blueprint that says that the boy meets the girl, picture in a magazine. Yes, you've shown your feelings, yes, you've shown your tough, said things worth believing. Tears are not enough, tears are not enough, tears are not enough. Excuses had their uses, but now they're all used up. All used up. Excuses had their uses, but now they're all used up. All used. Yes, you've shown your feelings. Yes, you've shown your tough. Said things worth believing. Tears are not enough. Yes, you've shown your feelings. Yes, you've shown your tough. Said things worth believing. Tears are not enough. Tears for someone. Tears are not enough. Tears for shields and spears.
And that is Tears Are Not Enough from ABC. Just looking at it, it says it was a debut single from ABC and was released in the October of 81 in two formats, 7-inch and 12-inch. Very popular in the early to sort of probably mid to late 80s, the 12-inch singles. And it reached, ranked number 7 among the top 10 tracks of the year for 1981, and a single peaked at number 19 on the UK singles charts in the US. Tears Are Not Enough was released as a B-side to Poison Arrow. So there you have it. So introducing a Brummy band, and this is one from Duran Duran. And I don't often play Duran Duran because I preferred Spandau Ballet, but I haven't put any Spandau Ballet on here tonight. So this one is the song Planet Earth, released in February of 81, and it was an immediate hit for the band in the UK, reaching number 12. Here we go, Planet Earth. What a debut single, eh? That was Planet Earth for Duran Duran, released in February 81, and as I mentioned earlier, it was an immediate hit in the UK, reaching number 12 on the UK singles charts, and did even better in Australia, where it got to number 8 and become Duran Duran's first top 10 hit anywhere in the world. The song later appeared on the band's debut album, Duran Duran, released on in June 1981. So we're down to the last two songs. Always a bit sad, isn't it, when we get to the end of the show? But I thank you for sort of staying with us and listening. And looking at the numbers, we've had about 17,733 listeners tonight. And started off, we did have some listeners in the States. and it looked like Romania, but it looks like at the moment firmly we've got listeners from the UK listening at the moment, so thank you so much for tuning in. So over the past few weeks I've been picking tracks from the Pretenders. I've started sort of listening to the Pretenders, following on from what I've explained, haven't I, sort of watching that Sex Pistols sort of a drama that was on the Disney Channel, and there's a lot about the relationship with Chrissie Hynde and one of the members of the Sex Pistols. So I started listening to Pretenders again, and this one is a lovely one that sort of like came up from 1981, song written by Ray Davies, and she actually had a relationship sort of with Ray Davies for quite a while. If I remember right, I'm not too sure, but I think they might have had a kid together. I'll have to sort of like look up the information and look a bit further, but they did sort of like have quite a sort of a long relationship, and he also let her do a couple of sort of kink songs. So she done Stop Your Sobbing, and I think there was a couple of other ones that they were allowed sort of like to do. So I Go to Sleep, written by Ray Davies, and first released by the Applejacks. It was never recorded by the Kinks, but Ray Davies' demo can be found on reissue bonus tracks on the second studio album, Kinda Kinks. But the Pretenders version was released as a single from their second studio album, Pretenders 2, and here we go. There you have it. That was the Pretenders and I Go to Sleep. What a lovely song that is. I'm just reading sort of like what Chrissie Hynde was saying about it, and she was saying that including the French horn in there, the I Go to Sleep, is in her words, she says, it's those little embellishments that capture her attention. So, yeah, and I was just listening. After reading that and then listening to it, I was picking up sort of on different sort of sounds. And, yeah, she's just very clever, really, sort of what she's sort of done with that one. Beautiful song. Reached number 7 on the UK singles charts. So we've reached the end of the show tonight. And like I say, I want to thank you all for sort of tuning in and listening. And I enjoy putting these shows together each week, and it's lovely sort of like to get the comments that I get, and the people sort of listening all over the world. I do put the stats on my Facebook page, so there is a RadioCare Facebook page, which is RadioCare, hosted by Mike Howard. Go and look for that page and sort of add yourself to it, and then you'll be able to sort of find out what shows are coming up. So this next one is one from an artist that she was an actress, and she's been a lot of things really, but she first came to prominence in the TV soap opera Crossroads. Used to be on sort of just after the news. Yeah, it was just after the news, so around about sort of tea time, and she performed a song on there, which became a top 10 single for her. The actress is called Kate Robbins. Song was called More Than In Love, and she actually went on to be one of the main character voices for the TV show Spitting Image. She did that for 9 years. She also wrote Cilla Black's song for the show that she used to do, Surprise Surprise, and she was the lead female vocal singer on the Spitting Image song, the Chicken Song. So you've had all the facts about Kate Robbins. This is Kate Robbins and Beyond, More Than In Love, and that's from 1981. Got to number 2. So, like the school disco, I'm going to leave you with a slow song at the end, and I'm going to say goodnight to all of you, and hope you have a lovely weekend and enjoy the rest of your week, and hopefully tune in next week. Bye.
Than you could know, more than I can show.
Care is hosted by Mike Howard, broadcasting from Coventry in the West Midlands, home to Lady Godiva and the Sky Blues.